My name is Colton Leonard. I'm a Cellucor sponsored athlete and a national level strongman competitor. I started in bodybuilding for a long time, did that for about 4 or 5 years, and just recently in the last year I moved on to strongman. I got my start, well, I was playing football in high school and really enjoyed it, always had fun competing in football. I ended up hurting my neck a few games out from the end of the season. I didn't have any big schools lined up, but I was talking to a few. And after that happened, I was faced with a decision. I could either go ahead and have some surgery, get started and get playing next season, maybe for college, or I could give up football. I looked at it and I said, you know, I'm not in any constant pain. I don't want to go down the surgery route. I don't think it's right for me. So I moved out of football and started trying to incorporate something. I was determined not to be the person who, you know, was the I used to person. The person that I used to be able to do this. I used to be able to do that. So I started weightlifting and eventually met up with a friend of mine now, and he's been competing since he was about 15 or 16. And he got me started in bodybuilding and did my first show and really enjoyed it, had a lot of fun. I decided that I wanted to do something a little bit bigger than just a local show the following year. So I decided to go off of the team nationals and took second there. And the following year after that, did the collegiate nationals, took fifth. Recently, in the last year or so, I ended up losing my mother. And when that happened, I lost all motivation. I couldn't get motivated to eat right. I couldn't get motivated to do anything but go to the gym. That was it. And even when I did go to the gym, it just wasn't really worthwhile. Soon after that, a friend of mine, he's actually a minister, he's my minister, and he had just gotten into strongman, and he said, hey man, you need to come out and do this with me. Just come out, just have some fun, we'll do one competition, tell me if you like it. I said, okay, you know, I'm willing to try anything once. I'd always been interested, it always looked fun. And after that first competition, I was hooked. I was absolutely hooked. Strongman was always an outlet for me to, you know, to really just get mean and get nasty. You know, the everyday society, you can't do that. You have to be polite, yes ma'am, yes sir, and that's great, you should be. But, you know, there's something inside of all of us that we want to let out sometimes. You know, you gotta let out the beast every once in a while. And strongman's an amazing outlet to do that. You can get in there, you can train hard, and that was that outlet for me. All the tension and all the grief and everything that I had built up from losing my mother and the hardships earlier in the year, I was able to really let out and really just, you know, tear up the weights basically. You know, go out there and do things that, you know, a lot of people would find really difficult or impossible to do. I was able to do that. I've got a 9-day rotation that I currently use. I really like to go 2 days on, 1 day off. I feel like this allows me to recover. Strongman is very high intensity exercise, and if you're not taking some time off every once in a while, you will get burnt out really fast and your body just won't be able to keep up. I like to, on the 9-day rotation, I take, let's say in 3-day increments. You got a heavy day, a lighter day, which may be like a gym type workout, and then an off day. And then I repeat that cycle for additional three total times. I have a couple different types of workouts that I like to do. Some may incorporate a normal workout, like say in the gym, and I may toss in one event at the end of that workout, whether it be for cardio or for strength purposes. I've got a normal gym training day where, you know, I'll go in, I'll do some chest workout, I'll get a great pump, I'll get some conditioning in at the end and be done. And I've also got strictly event days. Each day, each workout, I try to focus kind of on 3 different levels. I begin my workout with a strength movement. That could be 1 or 2 exercises, sometimes maybe even an implement, like a log press or something like that. The next phase is hypertrophy. So I do like to bring back a little bit of the bodybuilding type into the workout. That way I still maintain my size. I'm a big guy, I want to stay big. And I believe it's great for overall health and everything. The third part is conditioning, you know, whether that be hopping on a treadmill and knocking out just 20 or 30 minutes of some steady state cardio a couple times a week, or if it's going outside and using the implements at a lighter weight, longer distances, and more, you know, high intensity type cardio. Strongman is not necessarily powerlifting. Powerlifting, you go in and you focus on 3 movements basically, and you go home. You know, you do some auxiliary lifts and you go home. Now, strongman, it incorporates a lot of, you know, different sports. You've got to be in shape, you've got to be big, you've got to be strong. I do still incorporate a lot of isolation movements, just like a bodybuilder would in his routine. You do have to still maintain size as well as strength in strongman. There are a ton of events for strongman. My personal bests are actually Atlas stones. The sport's known for the Atlas stones, and that's great. My personal records, I've been able to load a 400-pound stone for 2 consecutive reps in contest. The strongest man in Texas. Placed 4th, not too bad showing. I think I made a couple rookie mistakes that dropped me down a little bit. But I'm looking towards a good year next year. But I was the only one in Texas to actually load the 385-pound stone, so I do take a lot of pride in that, and really enjoy training stones. Since I started strongman, I have been a big believer in using some of those movements for just conditioning. If you're just an avid gym goer and you're just training to kind of get a little bigger, a little leaner, I highly, highly recommend, if you take anything out of this video, just try it. Pick up a heavy object and carry it for a distance. See how you feel afterwards. Do it after a workout. It really has changed the way I train. When I do plan to get back into bodybuilding at some point in time in the future, and when I do make that jump, I will definitely incorporate certain things like farmer's walks, maybe heavy carries. Those things are just amazing for conditioning and functional training. You do have to remember that because strongmen are competing and they're burning so many calories, that they do need to eat to perform. You have to eat the right quantities of foods to perform properly. For instance, if I were to consume 2,000 calories a day, that might be normal for a certain individual, but for me, I wouldn't be able to perform. My strength would decrease, my size would decrease, my body wouldn't be able to keep up. So you have to keep that in mind, and you have to adjust it to your personal level, because just because I'm 310 pounds and I can eat 5,000 or 6,000 calories a day, doesn't mean you may need 5,000 or 6,000 calories a day. You're gonna need less than that. You have to adjust it to yourself and what you're doing and how your workouts are. Now, I can go out and I can get a cheeseburger and I can get tons of calories from that. But when I go to train, I feel horrible after a big greasy meal, after pizza, after stuff like that. I'm not saying that I leave those out of my diet, but there's proper times to incorporate them. If you're eating pizza and burgers and fries every day, you are not going to perform well. I don't care what you do. When you're eating clean and healthy foods and getting the right vitamins and minerals and everything in, you're going to perform better. You're going to feel better. You're going to have better cardio. I've noticed a huge difference in my training when I eat clean and when I don't. And believe it or not, I'm actually a big proprietor of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I feel like they've got tons of fiber, tons of nutrients, and it's really quick and easy way to get some extra calories in throughout the day. So tossing that in with my chicken and my rice throughout the day really makes a difference to get those calories high, but in a clean way. I prefer to get in a little bit bigger meals at a time. I really enjoy eating, I just do. So when I sit down, I want to eat a big meal and I want to feel full. So instead of eating, 5, 8 times a day, I'll eat more like 4 times a day in bigger quantities at those sittings. It still spaces me out probably about 3 hours apart or so I don't really go much longer than that. My protein sources, I try to keep them fairly clean. I do a couple protein shakes throughout the day, plenty of chicken, red meat. I really enjoy red meat a couple times a week. My carbohydrate sources, mainly sweet potatoes, wheat breads, wheat tortillas, actually, I use those a lot, and vegetables, salads, that's always a big one. My cheat meals aren't necessarily planned out, but I'm just conscious of when I am eating those. I may sit down and I may eat a pizza, with the wife and enjoy it, but I know that the next day I don't need to go back out and have another pizza. I don't need to go out and eat burgers or breakfast tacos. I try to time those and I just try to keep it conservative. And I think that's a good way of looking at it for a lot of people that, maybe they are trying to train for strength, but of course you want to stay healthy. It's just moderation. It's moderation. And by doing that, you're balancing out your lifestyle. You're balancing out your eating habits. And that's what I believe in. I think that works best for me. I do believe that supplements are necessary. Some people may say that you can achieve all your supplement or all your vitamin and mineral and macro and micro needs from your daily food intake. I think that's difficult for the average person. Even eating For instance, on like a bodybuilder's diet during contest prep, I don't believe that person's consuming enough food to get the right vitamins and minerals. I'm a firm believer in the basics. I like to use protein, multivitamin, fish oils, as well as joint support, and a pre-workout. I really enjoy using pre and post-workout supplements. Multi is a basic, but I'm a firm believer it's a requirement. Making sure you're getting the right vitamins to help perform and to help keep your body healthy. The multi helps fill in all the little gaps that you may be missing from holes in your diet. Protein is essential. It helps to ensure that you are getting in the right amount of protein during the day, and sometimes eating nothing but chicken or lean meat sources can kind of get boring and monotonous. So by having that extra protein supplement, you can get a couple extra grams of protein in quickly and with less hassle. I feel that pre-workouts are great. The extra little boost of caffeine is wonderful. The additional creatine as well makes a big difference. I enjoy taking most of my supplements, at least, with meals. I feel like my multi, my fish oils, they can get absorbed a little easier and get digested faster when you do have a meal in your stomach. Pre-workout, it's a little more essential that you take it without a meal on your stomach. That way that caffeine and stuff can get into your system a little quicker. I do think it's essential that you take some time off supplements every once in a while. When I personally do, I do notice a difference in a little bit of my performance. Maybe that's a little psychological, maybe it's not, but it is something I notice, especially like with my pre-workouts. Strongman is a great way to change up your program, and I really do recommend that everyone take some time and try to fit in maybe a carry or something into your workout, and I think it'll really change the way that you can train. It's amazing for functional strength. If you want to learn more about me or learn more about Strongman, please feel free to contact me. You can find me here on Bodybuilding.com through Bodyspace, or you can hit me up on Facebook or Twitter. If you want more great articles or videos and content like this, check out Bodybuilding.com.